Welcome to everyone. It's time to go live with this. Think it might actually be better without the light, huh? I think it might be better without the light, but I'm not having a hard time with this, as it seems in general that we ain't gonna be able to get underway, unfortunately. Oh. Seems junkie is always dealing with those issues, which kind of. Hello, Kevin. Let's just see the veins and see how everything gonna play out. All right. Okay. I think I'm gonna check that as. Come on. All right, here I am. I'll set this up, and I hope this official vein stream gonna. Hope it's not gonna cut us. Yeah, just hope they enabled good Wi-Fi. Yeah, they're apologizing for the lag. Oh, okay, Raj, sad sam krenuo. Yeah, they're apologizing for the lag, and right now that could lead to, pretty much excited. Also, Chima versus Burns got to add some map attacks. Okay, I think this is already okay, just to see whether I did everything as I should. Sorry guys, I just should see whether I did everything as I should have. Okay, this should be fine. I'm pretty much not surprised with the potential that's happening, as I'm really much looking forward to these bouts. Yeah, guys, really much looking forward to these bouts. I'm expecting a real war. I will try to follow the whole event as well, as you know. Volkanovski, he is the first to hit the scale. Let me see who's gonna hit which limit. Come on, Alex. Long-time champ Volkanovski. On 44.5 for Alex Volkanovski. Ben Sung Jung coming up next. Korean Zombie. He is coming up next. $144.5 for the Korean Zombie. Tisha Torres coming up next. Here comes Tisha Torres. I say 116. $115.5 for Tisha Torres. Daniel Santos coming up next. Is he gonna hit the scale? $135, the official weight for Daniel Santos. Piera Rodriguez. Let's see, Piera Rodriguez. Piera Rodriguez 115. Aljamain Sterling coming up next. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not happy because Sterling is fighting, but it is what it is, I guess. Aljamain Sterling will be defending. Can we even say defending title against Jan? We can't even say defending though, but that's the way it is, I guess. $134.5. Why are you yelling? Why is Aljo yelling? Wonder why is he yelling like a maniac. But no. Hamzat Chimaev. Why is there so hype behind this guy? Burns is smaller, but people are writing Burns off. Hamzat is a big guy. He looks ripped right now. $170 for Hamzat Chimaev. Mackenzie Dern. Mackenzie Dern is fighting up next. Hearing 115.5 for the official weight for Mackenzie Dern. Oh, this is Peter Young. Whoa. Hey Jamie, how are you doing? One three four. Why is Peter Young so happy? He's looking so happy, man. You know, maybe he walks around 1/6. Gilbert Burns probably had a good weight cut. I assume so. Burns is not gonna miss the scale. Oh, he's even look bigger than normal. He wants to smash Aljo. I understand that. He is fighting without his cornerman. Gilbert Burns. One 7-0. 1-7-0 for Gilbert Burns. He's got ATT coaches and Artem Levin in his corner. I know, man, but not gonna be easy. It's very hard without. Mike Malott coming up next. I know, but it's hard to fight without your cornerman. Mike Malott coming up next. I mean, I would have a hard time fighting without my coach, you know. It would have been a very stressful experience for me. Mike Malott. Mike Malott 170 and a half. Let's see who's gonna be next. Let's see what are we having right now. Um, Looking to see how this one gonna play out. Volk, Jung, Aljoyan, Burns, Chimev, Darren Torres, Mike Mout, Piero Rodriguez, Daniel Santos. Yeah, there are dogs ahead of the building. I'm pretty much ready for Saturday, guys. I'm looking more than ready. Many more fighters left to hit the scale. Arce, Hansen, Fremd, Hernandez, Olenik, Vandera, Hall, Ladd, Pennington, Rosenstrike, Tibura, Gary, Vicks, Madsen, and Pichel. So many fighters left to hit the scale, and I'm really much looking forward to it, as I haven't been watching those veins for a pretty much prolonged period of time, and let's be happy a bit. We can be happy with those kind of all-around stuff. Yeah, I do see it as pretty much high-level stuff. That's how I see those UFC veins. After this, when this finishes, I will have to go to eat up something, and I'll be having some. I think there will be no vein misses today. I kind of have a good feeling. I think I'm gonna take a glass of water, then getting back. There I am. Oh yeah. GGG fighting Saturday. Americans are feeling what we have to go through. I understand. I think GGG gonna win though. I think GGG gonna win, but gonna be a tough fight. That guy Murat is quick, man. I picked GGG for the victory, but maybe that was a bad mistake. We're gonna see it. I'm just saying, maybe. But maybe it was a bad mistake. Maybe it wasn't. Let's be honest. Maybe it was a great call, though. Gilbert Hamzat, I'm just staying away from the fight. I didn't put it in my parlay. I always think Marku can retire, come for good. Me too. I just think Marku is pretty much underestimated. I really believe he's pretty much underestimated. So I do have a feeling this could be. He might. He might attack the title. I really think the guy has a championship potential, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I do believe that the guy has a championship potential to offer. Is he gonna win the championship? Well, that's the part of the game I got no idea, but I believe he can. No, hope is the last to die. Yeah, I also hope he could pull out a victory. Or Marku, yeah. I just think Khan is too overrated, Marku is a bit underrated, so let's meet in the middle and see who's better. Got Jan in too Sterling, way too arrogant. I'm also having Jan, but Jan is fighting without his cornerman. You know, his cornerman's visa were denied. So he will be having ATT coaches in his corner. And I think Artem Levin gonna be in his corner. Not his, not coaches that lead him every single time. So it's not easy when you're fighting without your corner. But I don't know. Maybe Sterling is gonna. Sorry, maybe Jan is gonna go through it. But it's never easy when you're fighting without your corner. You know, it can be pretty hard to deal with. Still waiting for some fighters to hit the scale, but you know how is it with the official pay-per-view. It usually lasts longer than expected as everybody covering, and they need the attention for it, so you know how it goes, guys. Like, I mean, I know that you're not stupid, you know how everything works out. And my fans are like die-hard fans of the greatest sport in the world, of course. There are also great boxing fans too. And boxing is fun to watch. Also very fun to watch. And when we already discussed boxing, I picked Golovkin to defeat Murata, but it's gonna be a hard bout for Golovkin. Gotta say, gonna be a super, super hard bout for Golovkin. Murata is tough, man. Murata is fucking tough. Hmm. Is it really gonna be GGG? Well, I'll keep wondering. Keep picking, I guess. I'm not gonna cover ceremonial veins. Gonna go before the ceremonial veins. I will discuss last minute picks and predictions. Probably gonna start with last minute picks and predictions around 2 p.m. Eastern time, I assume. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go at 2 p.m. Really need more info on it, and I also need to check something out. I'm usually working at this time, but okay, just to see. 1 second. No. All right. Mickey Hall. One second and a half for Mickey Hall. Wins from Pichel. Can't wait for that bout against Mark Madsen. I'm really much looking forward to it, guys. Really much looking forward to it. Wins from Pichel. Oh, look at this piece of mustache. Uh, 55.5. Josh Friend. This guy is big. 6'4". He's a big guy. $185.5 for Josh Friend. Mark Madsen. Mark the Olympian Madsen. I'm really looking forward to this one, guys. Madsen versus Pichel gonna be a war. Honestly, I don't know why Madsen is the underdog. That should be a pick and fight to me. I really believe that should be a pick and fight. Mark the Olympian Madsen, Y55. Hey, mate, how are you doing? You're good. Hello, Soviet soldier. How are you doing? Who did you pick this time? This time, I can tell you who I placed. Yes, I put $2 on Tibura. That's my first parlay. My second parlay, $5 on Gary to win and Volk to win, Alexander Volkanovski. So my money is at those three guys. So let's see. Staying away from Hamzat Burns. Staying also away from Jan Sterling, hence I think Jan gonna win, but I just have a bad feeling about those fights. I'm staying. Ian Gary to win, Alexander Volkanovski to win. $5 on them. That's parlay number one. Parlay number two, Marcin Tibura to win. $2. The Irish guy Ian Gary, the Australian Volkanovski, and the Polish guy Tibura. Like I'm fishing for the upset here. No, just I have a bad feeling about that fight. About Rosenstrike. Unless Rosenstrike knocks him out cold in the first, we might see a grappling domination from Tibura, but of course Rosenstrike can knock him out cold, which is very likely to happen in the first. That's why it's a risky pick. I'm not that much. I'm giving him 60%. But putting money only on Volk would be like, I don't know, would have been too small odds. I didn't want to pick Jan because he's fighting without his cornerman. Hamzat Burns, I just had a bad feeling about that fight because, I don't know, man. That's why I decided for Jan. Ian Gary on the scale. Let me see. Not that confident, honestly. Maybe I'm giving him 60%. Vix is not bad at all. Maybe because Gary is so big, so tall. Against Jordan Williams, he nearly lost. He was rocked. Where is Ian Gary? There he is on the scale. 170 and a half. Volkanovski and Jan fight. Should put both fights not to go the distance. Not to go the distance? Really? I didn't know it's plus money. It's actually a good idea, but I didn't know it's plus money. At least at my book it wasn't plus money. Let me see how is it. Just a second. 1 second. Okay, I'm checking now. I didn't know it's plus money. Whoa! That's awesome, man. Plus 100. That's awesome. Fight goes to decision. At my bookie, minus 120 for Aljo versus Petr. But okay, at least odds are great. Top-notch odds. Excellent odds. I do think that's actually very wise pick. Volkanovski, I don't think he will be fishing for a KO against Chang Sung Jung. On the other side, if Zombie doesn't knock him out in the first, he's gonna lose. So Zombie needs an early KO, which is very unlikely to happen. And Sterling can win 2 rounds maximum. I don't think he's gonna win Jan. But again, Jan is fighting without his cornerman. Got no idea, man. Chima Burns, I'm scared about that fight, so I ducked it. Mackenzie Dern, Tasha Torres, I'm also scared, as it could go either way, especially if it goes to judges' scorecards, unless Mackenzie finishes her. Pichel Madsen, I believe in Madsen, despite he's the underdog. And that's pretty much all I have to say about this. Other fights, I'm not that confident. You can ask me, I'm gonna tell you pick, that's not a problem. I'm gonna tell you which is my pick, but for Ian Gary, if he wins now, he's gonna rise to the top. If he loses, that's the end of the UFC career. Then he's gonna hit the losing streak, I guess. So that's actually one of the reasons for picking Ian Gary, because he's on the crossroad right now. If he loses, it's gonna be his downfall. If he wins, he will rise to the top. So I think Darian Vix is a great opponent to see how far his skills have progressed. So many tough fights, so many toss-ups in this card, and Darian Vix. I'm really interested in this. I'm really interested in Darian Vix. Let's see how's the guy looking. He's slow. Slow-mo. Why is Vix so slow, man? Maybe he's tired. Maybe it was a hard weight cut. I don't know. $170.5. Vix kind of looks exhausted. The other side, Ian Gary looked normal. I mean, he looked normal. That doesn't mean he will not face the consequences of a weight cut, of course. It doesn't mean he doesn't have to, to deal the consequences. But I'm just saying, Weeks kind of, he looked a bit off at the scales. On the scales, he kind of looked a bit off. Does it worry me? A bit, but just a bit. I'm just writing something, so I will try to answer the questions too. Just need to finish one article. I have 200 words to finish. Well, Raquel Pennington. Raquel Pennington is next. And don't think Pennington looks okay. Not ignoring anybody, I just need to type something. One, 3, 4.5 for Raquel Pennington. I'm just typing this article. Yes, if anyone is picking a dog, pick one of these: Madsen, Vandera, Torres. Then Paro the last 3 fights of the night with one or those. I picked Torres, I picked Madsen, and Vandera is 50-50. But if I have to pick a side, I would pick Vandera. So I agree with your picks. I think that's actually a smart idea. Madsen is my pick, Torres is my pick. And Vandera, it's 50-50, but if I must pick a side, if Olenek doesn't submit him, Vandera gonna stop him. So my pick was initially no distance for that fight. But I think that's a wise idea, very wise idea. Yeah, very great idea. I like the idea. Aspen Ladd missing weight is a 2-1 favorite. Really? Whoa! You can play such things. Nice to see you again. How are you, Jamie? You can play such things at your bookie. Whoa, man. Your bookie is very creative, got to say. I like that. I wish. You can't play such things at my bookie, but it would be awesome if you could have played such things. You know, it would be fun. Very fun, Jamie. That's a good idea. Sorry for the late response. I'm writing an article, so I'm finishing the article though. Yes, it's a joke, but I wish you could. Well, I would like to play that honestly. Aspen Ladd to miss weight. That's pretty much good odd. I know it was a joke, but I think I would play it, man. Aspen Ladd missed the weight on many occasions, so I wouldn't be surprised if she misses it again, if you know what I mean. That's it. Okay. Yeah, it's a joke, but I wish you could. I wish you could. You could have done it too. I wish you could have done it too, man. Sounds like a great offer to me. Main card, everybody on point. Rosenstreich, Tibura, Lad, Olenik, Vandera, Hernandez, Henson, Arsey. They're gonna appear as the time goes by. I assume they're gonna appear. So finished. I just finished that article, so okay, I'm gonna fix it later. I have no patience to fix it now. I really have no patience to fix it now. I don't have another mouse, and I'd rather stay like this, if you know what I mean. Hey, Adol Jobaka. I'm doing better. How are you? How's everything doing, man? I'm doing a bit better. I really am doing a bit better. Darian Wicks didn't look the greatest at the weigh-in, which might give some slight advantage to his opponent. I think it should lead to the slight set of advantage to his opponent. But again, we're gonna see it. I mean, we are gonna see it. How is that gonna affect his opponent? Anyone missed weight? Weeks looked a bit off point, but nobody missed weight yet. Only Darian Weeks looked a bit, kind of bit drained, but just a bit. Only a bit, not much, if you know what I mean. Only a bit. Put money on Gary. I put money on Gary and Volkanovski, and I also put another parlay on Tibura straight win. So let's see what's gonna happen this weekend. Maybe this weekend gonna come up with upsets. Super scared for that fight, for the next one. Hello, Ryan. How's everything doing? I'm enjoying here pretty much with these veins. Well, these veins are pretty much, looking okay. On my point, looking okay. Do you think Jan Sterling goes the distance? There's a good probability. I would say 60% of probability to go the distance, but the odd is kind of -1 to low to go the distance. It's like a picken, going the distance, not going the distance. But I think it has good chances to go the distance if Jan wants to. I don't think Jan will finish Sterling that easily, especially considering that he's fighting without his cornerman in the corner right now, which might be a big blow for him. It might really, really be a very, very big blow for him. So yeah, it could have been a very big blow for him. I can tell you that. Should be a good fight. Yes, it will. It absolutely will. Think Murata going to stop GGG? Well, there is a probability. I picked GGG, but I'm not confident. I think Murata is very strong. It's gonna be a good fight. Also, GGG, I don't know whether GGG is at his prime anymore, but I don't think so. I think the guy is out of his prime. Plus, Murata is rising to the top. There is a chance for Murata to win. I'm like, I picked GGG, but maybe 51% to him. Like, Murata is good. Very good. Uh, the heck is going on right now? So many fighters left to hit the scale. Let me see who hasn't weighed in yet. Well, let's see. Julio Arce, Kay Hansen, Anthony Hernandez, Jared Vandera, Alexei Olenik, Aspen Ladd, Jairzinho Rozenstruik, Marcin Tibura. These are the fighters that haven't stepped on the scale. As much as I know, Mark Madsen weighed in. I think Madsen, well, yeah, Madsen was on the scale. Yeah, this gonna be looking good. Very much gonna be looking good. Man, I'm thinking of transition to writing this article. Really, I'm gonna do those odds later. I can't do them right now. I really can't do them right now. I'm kinda, what to say? I'm kinda sunk in all those stuff. Everything kinda annoys me at the moment. Get annoyed when these fighters don't come to the scale, and can be so fucking nerve-wracking, guys. Can be so fucking nerve-wracking. I know this is kind of hard time for Pacific time zone. Yeah, why they're showing of their accreditations? That's the part of the game I don't understand. Why are they showing accreditations to us? Really makes no sense. There are some things that pretty much make no sense here. Well, I'm kind of going pretty smoothly so far, guys. Haven't seen like Wayne misses, etc., but I really have no idea right now how is that gonna play out. But I'm really thinking of maybe, just saying, maybe. I wanna bet against Kay Hansen. Go for it. I think Pierre is the favorite. I picked against Kay Hansen, so This is to be or not to be for Kay Hansen. As Kay Hansen, if she loses now, that's the end of UFC run, and Pierre is hard to drag. Pierre is hard to get taken down. So I think it should be smart, for me at least. I think she is -120. Piera Rodriguez. Yes, -120. Kay Hansen, the underdog. Kay Hansen worked on her striking a lot. She improved her strikes, etc. But Piera is hard to get dragged to the ground, so if it goes the decision, should have been given advantage to Piera Rodriguez. No probs, man. Good luck. Good luck with your pick. Actually, people are saying this is Aljo's first title defense. How can this be a title defense, man? When, I mean, he won via disqualification, people are saying, I mean, I've seen some people writing like title defense. This could only be repeated title match or whatever. I mean, it was a disqualification victory, so. But okay, it's like rules are rules, right? That's something I don't like. That's something I really don't like. There's a lot of toxicity. There's a lot of toxicity going on here, and people are like, many people pretend like it was a regular win. It was a disqualification win. I'm not saying it's not a win, but it was disqualification win. They have uh, they have some beef to settle, and I do believe this is going to be awesome. I do believe this is going to be awesome. An awesome, awesome way to go. I really like that, and let's hope we're gonna see some great, great performances along the way. Hmm. Well, it's getting bored, so I will start editing this article as I'm getting annoyed by this. Okay, your stories are getting annoying, so I will start editing this article. Okay. I'm editing this article, so I will respond to everybody. Just there are some things that I need to take care of, so you know, I must live from something, and okay, YouTube helps me absolutely, but I don't consider this a job. Aspen Lad. Aspen Lad 136. Oh, fuck it, man. This is the official weight for Aspen Lad. Okay, Hansen next. One on six, I say. 118 and a half. 118 and a half. She's overweight. First vein miss. Yeah, vein miss, guys. Kay Hansen with a vein miss. Kay Hansen not gonna be coming. She missed the scale. Still, many fighters to hit the scale, but nah, nobody yet. Mm-mm. Alright, guys, still waiting. I'm trying to finish that article. Hanson Rodriguez is cancelled. Really? I haven't heard that. So what? Piera doesn't want to fight. Well, she has right. She has right to turn the fight down, so that bout not gonna take place. She has the right to turn that bout down, so okay, fair enough. I mean, she's gonna get her money, so she trained, cut the weight. Kay should have moved one division up if she can't cut the weight anymore. So that bout not gonna take place. Ah, okay. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez coming up next. $186. Why is he yelling? Okay, Hansen missed weight limit by 2.5 pounds, one cut more weight, and the bout is cancelled. Alexei Olenik. Harry was on point. Yes, he weighed, he was on point. And he looked okay. Ah, this is Alexei Olenik. Kay Hansen missed weight, can you believe it? Olenik is lighter, there is no need to take these trousers off. He is lighter than the weight class. 244 Olenik. I don't mind if that fight gets cancelled. Well, that fight is going to get cancelled. Mind or not, it's gonna get cancelled because Piera doesn't want to fight heavier opponent, and she has the right to turn that down. So I've got nothing against it too, mate. I think we agree on that. Like, okay, I should just move one division up. Ah. still doing some corrections. Uh, Still waiting. Tibura, Rosenstrike, few more fighters left, but you know, with the UFC pay-per-views, how it looks like. Hansen was about to destroy a limit. That fight is off, yeah. K. Hansen fight is off. It's officially confirmed, guys, that the fight is off right now. So one could argue, one could argue about that, but me, I'm, I'm obviously having a problem with cancellations, as it doesn't make me happy. You know, cancellations never make me happy, but it is what it is. You know, life can be a bitch. Well, still waiting for it, guys. Still waiting for it. Let's see how this one gonna go. Well, still waiting for this to get underway. Unfortunately, you know how it goes with pay-per-view. It can be really much kind of nerve-wracking, and uh, it's- nobody's still on the scale. Let me see the results. Let me check them officially. Arcea left, Rosenstrike left, Tibura left, Bandera left. Okay, not many fighters left to hit the scale. Think I'm gonna finish this article. Kinda bit too boring. Yeah, really kinda bit too boring. But okay, still waiting for it. Still hoping to get into the spirit of things. Sorry. Oh, that bitch. Okay, I finished the article. At least I did something. At least I did something good. The article is finished, so I can chit chat with you now, guys. All right, few more fighters left, but I don't expect Wayne misses on this one. I think I could even start preparing my meal. Maybe I'm gonna do it. Just saying, maybe. Yeah, just saying. Maybe. Uh, okay, let's wait a bit more. I know this getting nerve-wracking, guys. This really gets nerve-wracking from time to time, and me, well, I'm also having a hard time dealing with such things. At some point, this could irritate. This could be irritant. Okay, let's still wait for it. We'll still have to wait for it. Uh, okay. I don't like to sit that much. It kinda annoys me. Think I'm just gonna sit and walk. Think I'm gonna walk a bit. I'm getting a bit annoyed. Thanks God I finished the article. Oh man, kinda can be boring. Yeah, could really be a bit boring. But that's the way it is. It really is the way it is. Hey, Ginge, how are you doing, man? How's life been? These guys taking a long time. Well, Rosenstrike, Tibura, Bandera, Arcey. It's like this is a pay-per-view, so they need to stall. You know, stalling. When people ask me why I favor no gi BGG over gi BGG, and why did I train no gi BGG? That's because of stalling. I hate stalling. New haircut. Oh yeah, it's generally my primary haircut, but as well as you see, that's my primary haircut. But I didn't have time to visit a hairdresser, so 2 days ago I did it, and yeah, that's my new haircut. Yes, but it's looking okay, pretty much looking okay. You got same barber as Chimev. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I got same barber as Chimev. That's it. See? Yesterday some people asked me in the chat, like, Vlad, do you know which is MMA Guru's haircut? I said, of course I don't. Guru never appears without his beanie, so I think nobody knows that. I really think nobody knows that. I heard a whisper that you are Chimev's striking coach. Oh, thank you. Well, if I was Chimev's striking coach, he would have defeated Gilbert very easily, because I know Gilbert's weaknesses. But Chimev will probably try to wrestle, and that's not that's not a good way to go with. Grappling with Burns, it's not gonna be easy. He is three-time former ADCC champ, so it's not gonna be easy, believe me. That's gonna be very, very hard. If he starts grappling or wrestling Hamzat, that might be. If he starts wrestling, sorry, Gilbert Burns, that might bring him a lot of problems. So I just don't see it as a wise idea, if you know what I mean. That's definitely not a wise idea. Because when you're meeting ADCC champ, it's hard to control him on the ground, and even Maya was unable to finish him. So I just don't think that move would be on point for Kamzat. Heard your coach and Chima Adesanya, Valentina, and Jake Paul. Valentina, yes, and Adesanya too. Valentina, yes. I love Valentina's striking, man. Valentina has some of the most perfect strikings I've ever seen. Yesterday and the day before yesterday, I was at my wrestling class, just to know. Itsuko is teaching me to wrestle, so I'm gonna tell you guys, wrestling is fucking hard. Believe me, I wasn't thinking that wrestling is that hard, but when Itsuko shows you, it's like he was showing some kind of a C grip when you grab the opponent here and control like this. Place your when you place the tip of your finger here and control the opponent from getting back into the starting position. But that C grip is so hard. You need to hit to the sweet spot and you need to press the sweet spot, which is, man, so hard. There are so many control positions. Yesterday, I knew what was stoner control, what was Weezer, I knew what was the underhook, etc., etc. But I learned many new things. I also learned what strict what amount. Who is this? Is it Vandera? Bandera 266. He's a big guy. How are you doing, Ginge? How's your health been? My health is getting a bit better. 266? Well, I came across YouTube channel yesterday. They're showing all the events in full. I will send you a link. Okay, Twitter. I have Fight Pass, but you can send me via Twitter, okay? No problem, no problem. You have my Twitter, so PM me, so I will check when the stream ends. Vandera, Hidoskel, Arsey, Tibura, and Rosenstrike. Arsey, Tibura, and Rosenstrike. Man, I'm so fucking tired. So sleepy. No problem. Do you think the Volk will win by decision? Probably yes. Probably yes. Oh, thank you, Ginge. Do you think the Volk will win by decision? Probably yes. I mean, Zombie has to win to finish him, and Volk doesn't have to. Volk doesn't have to finish. Volk is more of a master of a domination, if you know what I mean. He's more of a master of domination. And if Zombie gets out, he'll just control him until the end of the fight. I don't see Volk going for a big finish No, I don't see Volk going for a big finish. No problem, James. Thank you. We'll check later. Thank you, man. I agree. Do you think Pennington versus Led will go the distance? Yes. It seems you're thinking pretty much like me. Yes, I think it will go the distance. But I don't know. Aspen Ladd is not 5-round fighter. 3 rounds, maybe she has the chance. Hence, I'd pick Pennington to win. If I must pick a side, Range Capper is always saying Vlad pick a side, and Vlad picked Pennington if he had to choose, but I think it will go the distance. There is a great possibility. And Jim West, Aspen Ladd's coach, I think he will have to implement a whole new strategy. Plus, he is her husband. I think it's kind of unhealthy, to control every aspect of the game and to be in marriage relationship with your coach. It's hard, man. I just think when this girl, when Miesha Tate was talking about the previous relationship with the coach, she was claiming that it's pretty much unhealthy, and I do agree to some point why it could be unhealthy, because coaches have to control you in the fight, and while you're there, while you're under that responsibility, but that responsibility transitions into real life, and they are kind of becoming fathers in those relationships, which is kind of toxic, at least for me. The most toxic thing for me would have been like you having a father or a mom in a relationship. It's so toxic. Business and pleasure don't mix. True, I never mix business and pleasure. For example, I wanted to tell you that if I trained in any MMA dojo, and if I want to be in relationship with some girl, otherwise with a girl from that dojo, there are two options. I can leave that dojo or she can leave that dojo. Otherwise, I would never go into a relationship because it's the same dojo. It can be good, it can be toxic, and I'm not keen on toxicity. And you know, it's more toxic than dad and son combination to me. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Majority of people in this chat think exactly the same, like me, which kind of makes me happy. For example, in Bulgaria, like we don't like toxic relationships. We are strictly kind of against toxic relationships. So I'm not saying it's bad. I don't know. Maybe Lad is getting along well with her coach, but kind of toxic for us. We have kind of different standards here. So we have more of the American standards, if you know what I mean. Liberality, do whatever you want, but like dads and moms in relationships, we really don't like that. It's kind of the weirdest thing one can see for us is mom or dad in a relationship. But again, there are many different people all around the globe, and maybe something's normal to you, not normal to me, etc., vice versa. That's a cultural difference, I think. But my big risk this weekend is Sebastian Fundora versus Lubin. I have Fundora pulling it off. Guess what? I also think Fundora is going to win, but the Tower Inferno is an underdog, I think. Not sure. I think I would also go with Fundora because of his size, but I'm not sure whether he is underdog or favorite. I really don't know. I think I'd also pick Fundora. Yes, it is a big risk. Fundora is underdog. Good luck, man. Then good luck. If he's underdog, Fundora is 6'5". I think the other guy is 5'9", 5'10", something like that. So Fundora gonna be way, way longer than his opponent. That should give him significant amount of the advantage. What did you of Aspen Ladd on the scales? She looked so much better. She looked amazingly. 136. 6'6". Lubin has a suspect chin and stamina problems. Exactly. Stamina issues are kind of making me worry about Lubin. 6'6" is Fundora. I was thinking he's 6'5". My mistake. Sorry. Lubin is way smaller than him, and Lubin will have to attack to the body hard, which is not an easy thing to do. Unless you're Canelo Alvarez, of course. Canelo Alvarez attacked that guy. How was his name to the body? Was it Kovalev, I think, or he knocked him down with a body shot. Was it Kovalev or Derevyachenko? I forgot, but it was a body shot stoppage. But I'm not sure that Lubin mastered the body shots. Fight not going the distance. I actually faded that fight. I only placed money on Ian Gary to win and Volkanovski to win in one parlay, and in second parlay I put like $2 for fun on Marcin Tibura to win, and that's all I placed. Burns Chimaev I'm fade in that fight. I think not going the distance, but I have some. I would say Burns is a top-notch grappler, and I'm not saying it's a nightmare matchup for Chimaev, but not a good matchup for Chimaev, though. Can't be a good matchup for him. Chimaev looked horrible after the weigh-in. It's clear he drains himself to get to 170. Yes, he does. Oh, Rosenstrike is marching towards the scale. Still feel the Chimev will stop him. I picked fight mode going the distance, so I don't know. Let's hope so. Rosenstrike on the scales. Two 52.5 for Jairzinho Rosenstrike. Getting sick of this Stalin, man. Also, as much as I know, Fundora's chin is pretty much decent. He have Rosenstrike win. Tibura is fat and slow, while Rosenstrike has 75% takedown defense. Yes, that's true. Rosenstrike offers very good takedown defense, but I think Tibura offers better cage control, which could give him advantage. But again, this is 50-50 fight. Rosenstrike, if Rosenstrike wins, it's gonna be a KO. If Tibura wins, it's gonna be a decision. But if Rosenstrike wins, it has to be a KO. I don't see Rosenstrike outworking Tibura. Not gonna happen, as they are two different fighting styles. I think Tibura is he heavier or they are around the same weight? Tibura hasn't weighed in yet though, but I'm not sure about that question. Two more guys, Julio Arce and Marcin Tibura. I'm just getting into MMA. Your channel is helping me a lot. I'm more of a boxing fan. Thank you, Zach. For boxing, I'm casual boxing fan, you know. I like boxing, but I'm not like I don't I mean, I can't say that I know nothing on boxing, but I'm not a die-hard fan. I'm learning also, trying to improve my skill set, etc. But for MMA, I really am a die-hard. So thank you so much, man. I mean, in boxing, I like to watch it when I have time. It's the oldest martial art, the oldest discipline. And my dad is a die-hard boxing fan. My dad is like, he could discuss boxing all day long. I like boxing, but he is like, he literally knows fighters from 40s, from 50s, from 60s, from the past century, if you know what I mean. Like, my dad's very much favorite boxer from the very early era is, I think he said, Jake LaMotta. He says when he was a kid, Jake LaMotta was fighting. So also likes Sugar Ray Robinson, Foreman, Ali, Fraser. He grew up on Muhammad Ali's fights. Like when he was 20, 25 years old, Muhammad Ali was building his career, and Muhammad Ali, according to my dad, was a real innovator. My birthday, 29th of January. It's in January. Tibura will try to drag the fight down, which is like, it's expected. It's pretty much expected, but again, if Rosenstrike hits the sweet spot once, night Tibura. So Tibura is underdog for a reason, but as long as he drags the fight to the ground, or as long as he presses Rosenstrike against the cage, he will have very good chances of winning the fight. If he tries to stand and bang, he's done. He's doomed. You can't kickbox Rosenstrike. Even Alistair Overeem was unable to kickbox Rosenstrike. Francis Ngannou knocked him out with a big punch, so... Usually don't like betting on heavyweights. Absolutely anything can happen. That's true. That's true. Heavyweights are very tricky for betting. And you know which division I usually fade? Featherweight. Because in featherweight, there is the greatest, believe it or not. I have one book. I mean, my coach Itzko showed me one book from UFC Performance Institute. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Believe it or not, the greatest level of movement happens in featherweight. Yes, I know it sounds a bit odd, but that's why I usually always I mostly fade featherweight fights, male featherweight fights, because of that brutal degree of movement. Vlad, I gotta pop out, but I'm leaving you on to keep Loki company. That's awesome. That's awesome. Send greetings to your puppy. But the greatest level of movement, the greatest level of footwork, movement, and stand-up transitions is happening, believe it or not, in featherweight. And that's one of the reasons why I pretty much fade featherweight fights. I do pick featherweight and heavyweight when I must, when I have no other choice, though. But I like fading featherweights because of too much of a movement and the combination of movement, big punches, and trickiness. No, featherweight for me is the division of tricky guys. Are you saying featherweight is the most competitive or most volatile? Most competitive. That's what I'm saying, most competitive. This is what I'm trying to say. You know, there is no stalling in that division. That's what I'm trying to say. So probably the most competitive because, 60% of fight in featherweight, 60% of all fights are stand-up fights. I know it's impressive data, but when I've seen that in that book, I was like, what the heck? Like, for example, in welterweight, it's only 54%. In featherweight, 60% of the time is a distance fight. Like a boxing distance, not even a clinch. 60% of time, boxing distance or a longer distance than, for example, boxing distance. Even a longer distance. Fighters don't like to wrestle much in featherweight, and they don't like to spend too much time unnecessarily on the ground. So yes, the most competitive fight, the most competitive division, because literally anything can happen. And there are good wrestlers in featherweight. I mean, let's be honest, there are really good wrestlers in featherweight. It's boxing, it's the same for welterweight for me. It's a great combination of speed, power, and timing. They can be as fast as lightweights, but carry knockout power. Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you for the correction. That's exactly what I wanted to say. In boxing, welterweight is the hardest for betting for me. Like, welterweight is killer. Literally killer. You don't know whether he is a footwork master, whether he is a knockout power boy, or you can't know that. You can't know that. 147 to 155 is the sweet spot. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like in boxing, that featherweight division is killer. Here is like 135 to 145. Already 145 to 155 is different. You have many more time. Fighters spend many more time on the ground and they tend to wrestle more. But it's not because of Dagestani fighters, but because of the physical aspect of the game. Because 155ers are stronger and they can't move that much. They have more muscle mass and they can't move that much like featherweights. And featherweights are the perfect combinations. You never know whether he is a footwork specialist, a knockout power guy, a massive wrestler, a clinch game expert. But they like to stand and bang. Featherweights really like to fight and move. And also, I don't know about boxing, but in MMA, if fighters spend too much time on the ground, the crowd boos. They're like boo, boo. And in boxing, only if they don't fight, that's going to happen. But in MMA, if the fight stays for too long on the ground, crowd will be very unhappy. But if they stand and bang, crowd is going to be way happier. So fighters are trying to build the fighting style that is attractive for the audience, and that is going to give them more fans. But yeah, welterweight in boxing is like super killer for betting. Like anybody can beat anybody, literally. And in featherweight, in MMA, for example, featherweight is Volkanovski versus Holloway. That was a super competitive fight on 2 occasions. Yes, you can call it the most competitive division. According to that book from UFC Performance Institute, that's definitely the most competitive division one can find. It's odd that they boo if they spend too much time on the ground, kind of like Colby Masvidal. People are complaining that Colby was wrestling the whole time, but it is called MMA for a reason. Well, the problem with MMA fans, I'm gonna tell you, the general problem with MMA fans, I respect them all. I'm not against them, just to know. But the problem is because some of them don't understand wrestling or grappling. They didn't take part in wrestling or grappling. I'm learning to wrestle now and I'm getting into the spirit of things. It can be boring, for example, when you're not fighting for the position, when you're only stalling, when you do nothing, it can be boring. But if you're fighting for position, constantly improving your position, landing shots, raining or weathering the storm, why would you order the fighters to get up? I mean, I think judges are doing pretty much good job in the UFC because they don't like the periods of inactivity on the ground. But if you're active, if you're landing shots, if you're trying to improve position, even if you change the position or grab the opponent's arm, it means that you're doing something to improve your position. So I think judges are actually doing a good job when it comes to stopping fighters from stalling. Because if there is one thing I hate, somebody controls somebody and he is laying on the top of him doing nothing. That's boring. But if he is at the top of him, land a strike, change the position, try to go north south, try to go 3/4 mount, or stoner control, or literally back mount, back control, side control, north south choke, half guard, full guard, even cage seated transition, cage seated control, cage seated position. Why not? Wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and grappling in general is a form of chess. I used to wrestle. Yeah, you are right. I'm learning to wrestle now. I'm 34 years old and I have never wrestled before. I'm learning now, and I'm gonna tell you, yes, I trained the no-gi grappling, but I'm not expert in that. I'm expert in kickboxing and taekwondo. But the problem with grappling, it's really like a chess. Wrestling also, especially Dagestani wrestling, really is like a chess. Especially that Dagestani wrestling is like a chess. Marcin Tibura. Tibura is like, I think 250 for Tibura. $253. Where is Arce, man? Is wrestling popular in Bulgaria? Yes. It was in my high school, so that's why I partake in it. But I also used to box, and that was my real passion. I like hurting people. Boxing is awesome, man, but very hard to learn. I also started. I had kickboxing background, but when I came to that dojo, it was very hard to me to learn because boxing has changed a lot. We didn't have, for example, in my time we had this, but for example, to have this and to punch with your other hand, we didn't have those kind of strikes. No Takanori Gomi strikes and such things. We didn't have that back when I was training. And then when I joined the dojo, I was like, what the heck is this? I've seen a totally new style of MMA boxing. I don't know for clean boxing. I am talking about MMA boxing. Everything has changed. But in boxing, I've seen that fighters are moving now way more. When my daddy used to watch like 10, 15, 20 years ago, there were not that much of a movement. Muhammad Ali was moving and some specific fighters, but there were not that many moves. And nowadays, everything has changed, man. I mean, especially in MMA, you have so many tricky strikes. For example, you can do this and land with the front hand, or leading hand is way more important. And this weaving overhand, for example, weaving overhand is brutal. Hold on. Julio Arce is vain. In my time, there was no we had weaving overhand, we had swings, but we didn't have those combined strike, those combinations, trickiness, feints. We didn't have that. Everything has changed, man. Like nowadays, the weaving lead overhand is GGG punch. Yes. You're a real boxing fan, you know very well. It is GGG's punch, true. Who are say? Oh. Whoever say has to take his clothes off. Arce. I have Arce, but maybe I'm gonna switch my pick. Let's see. Let's see this Vayne results. I had Arce to win. But he is not looking good, man. He is not looking good at the Vayne at all. He's looking terrible. He can barely stand, man. Half a pound over. Sorry, guys. Half a pound over for Julio Arce. Well, we got two Vayne misses. Unfortunately, this kind of backfired. To Julio Arce. Man. 0.5 above. Two Vayne misses, Hansen and Arce. He's looking so tired, man. Yes, he is shredded, but he is looking so tired. Santos looks good, but I don't think he's ready for the UFC. A lot of people are complaining he's knocking out bums. Yes, many people are complaining, but I am worried because Arce looking way drained. He was barely standing on the scale. I think I'm gonna switch that pick to no distance. Last minute picks and predictions. I'm going to discuss it at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to discuss last minute picks and predictions. So please tune in to the show. I need to finish some work right now. And 2 p.m. Eastern Time, please join. Arce is shredded, but he missed the scale. He was like, he looked a bit better, when it comes to, muscle mass, etc. But 136.5, he missed the scale. Kay Hansen missed the scale. I hope Santos is going to accept to fight Arce. I hope so. I don't know. I mean, Piera Rodriguez turned that fight down against Kay Hansen. She has right. How much time does he have to lose weight? Is he taking a pay cut? Well, as much as I know, he will probably have to forfeit 20% of his purse. The other fighter has the right to turn the fight down, like Piera Rodriguez did. So I don't know whether his opponent is going to accept the fight or not. But yes, he has the opportunity. All right, guys, thank you so much for staying with me. I have to go now, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Last minute picks and predictions. I will discuss everything. I think I'm going to switch to no distance, to the fight not going the distance for Arce Santos. I didn't like how he looked at the weighing. He's totally drained. So let's see. Oh, no problem. No problem. 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. Have a great day, everyone. I must finish I have some business to finish, and then I'm going to discuss with you.